Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to Walk Talk. Welcome to Walk Talk. I know. You're like, Nancy, where have you been? We haven't heard a Walk Talk, anything from you for a minute. But listen, guys, I do apologize. I want to say I am sorry. Please forgive me. But Walk Talk was placed on hold. There was a lot of things going on in my life in the past couple of weeks, and so months, if not. To say, but it's just been a lot. And so I am terribly sorry. And of course, as I get ready for the tax season and I get ready to gear up into, the things in the project that God has placed on my heart, such as the toy drive that we have coming up for the kids on January 20th. And also, we just recently wrapped up the homeless hygiene giveaway bags for 2019, which was a phenomenal turnout. And I want to thank again everyone that participated. But nonetheless, I want to just say thank you for your patience. And we're going to start doing more Walk Talk shows. So please bear with me as everything come together. Tax season coming together. Again, the toy drive is about to happen. And it's crazy in these streets. Okay? So sorry. Please accept my apology. But today I do have something on my heart that is so heavy. I have been thinking about this for a couple of days because it was such an impact in my life. And I was like, okay, I need to share this with someone that might be going through the same situation as I am right now, just in case somebody needs to hear this word, okay? This word of encouragement. We need it, okay? All right, so this is what's going on, guys, with me. So, I would say for the past couple of months, the spirit of distraction has really played a very active role in my life. I mean, it's kind of like when the enemy knows what you got coming, when the enemy knows the things that God placed on your heart at times, the spirit of distraction comes in full force. I mean, like just everywhere you turn, there's something distracting you, pulling you, yanking you to be distracted from the things of God and from the works of God and what God is saying to you. And sometimes it will try to block your hearing to hear clearly from God and try to block your sight to see truly what God is doing. And it can place you in a place where you can feel a bit devastated. You can feel a bit stressed, and you can feel, just all kind of emotions, go on when you are distracted, especially from the things that you have to do and you have to accomplish. The spirit of laziness kicks in because you're like, oh my gosh, I was supposed to do this and this, but I'm not going to do anything at all. So now you become stagnant and you stay still and you can't move and you don't move. And it's not even so much you don't want to, but the spirit of distraction has taken over and brought in other spirits that would pretty much take over, the assignments and the tasks that God has for you. So for me, what happened to me recently is I had a lot of things going on in the past couple of months, but recently, as I'm getting busy and getting ready for the tax season, and of course, those that are in the industry, you gotta, update your computers. You gotta make sure your security things are up to date. You have to fix your internets and your like everything needs to be done and download softwares and make sure that your licenses are up to par and your PTINs and your EFINs and everything else is ready to roll for the season. So with that said, it's a lot, especially for me being a mother right now at home with 3 toddlers that are very active. The enemy knows exactly where to hit to get you off site and get you off track. And for me, in the past week or so, it has been my children. And from it was like my son, he fell ill sometime last week, and so of course he has a history of asthma. So I been home and trying to treat him, but it's just been so much on him where the past 2 days I had to kind of like stay home to take care of him and trying to juggle working and taking care of a child that's constantly coughing. And then on top of it, I have 2 other little missies, that are like, mommy, I need, mommy, I want, mommy, do, mommy, jump, mommy, split, mommy, I'm hungry, mommy, I want snacks, mommy, 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 mommy. So it's, those mothers out there, these mompreneurs and, mom bosses, exactly what I mean. And so trying to juggle everything, it's kind of like for me, I felt that there was a huge spirit of distraction just trying to come and hover around me. And I was like, okay, Lord, like what's going on? And my son went from just a little cough, and I think I know where it came from. I don't know if for those that are in Miami, you can see that there was a weather change, recently, where we went from cold to hot. So I think that affected him, and that's what brought some of the weather, of some of the attack, on his asthma attack came on. But regardless, the fact that I had to like put aside everything that was business, everything that was personal, and tend to my son, it took me off track a little bit. And then that kind of put me at a place where I had to like kind of stand still, and if I had to work at home, had to work at home. But that don't really work for us mompreneurs, right? I mean, unless you have big kids that can take care of themselves, great. But me, I have three toddlers, ages 6, 4, and 3. So every 2 seconds they need something, right? So for me, it was just very distracted. So what I had to do is, well, this is what I did, guys, and I hope this would work for you as well. What I did was for me to battle the spirit of distraction, which of course comes in with other spirits as well, because they come, spirit of distraction comes with laziness comes with stagnancy comes with another thing and another thing. The next thing you know, you're just sitting staring at a wall, for some of us, or we're just trying to fight and just go, like, just really try to go through the motion and just trying to get things done, although we know that we're tired and we're frustrated and we're concerned about everything that's going around. And this is not including, for us that are entrepreneurs 24/7, we don't have other source of income. You have to worry about the bills, and if you have office space, you have to worry about that, and so on and so forth. So it's a lot. So then the stressors of meeting and making ends meet, all of that comes into play. And then this is the season of giving. So you're in this, mommy, I want toys, and everything that pops on TV, they want, so you're going through that whole motion of, okay, I got to get prepared for Christmas for the kids, and what I'm giving out and what I'm doing and my businesses and everything, and wrapping up my budget for the year and everything else that comes with that. It can be frustrated. It can be really, really frustrated and take a toll on you as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a dad, whatever, and even if you are a working person, you have a 9 to 5, the fact that you are a working person can also be stressful. I get that, honey. Okay. So with that said, this is how I had to battle my spirit of distraction. Is I pretty much set back. I did. I pulled back and I set back. I said, okay, I realize here that I have a list of 15 things to do, and I've only checked out 2 things on this 15 things list that I have. So obviously, I am being distracted from getting these things done. So what I did was I pretty much tapped into a schedule. I tapped into a schedule for the day. I know that in the morning, this is what I have to do. In the afternoon, this is what I have to do. In the evening, this is what I have to do. So I already laid out my schedule. So then I went ahead and tried to place everything that I needed to. Now, before I did any arrangements or whatever, I first acknowledged that I was somewhat under a spiritual attack, okay? A spiritual attack that I needed to address, like right now. Okay, so I went ahead and I made that decision. I am going to deal with this situation right here. I'm going to deal with this stagnancy and the spirit of laziness and all of this that's trying to come upon me with this spirit. So I went ahead and addressed it. Then I prayed about it. and I prayed on it, and I seek the face of God on it, and I bind and I rebuked it. Okay. And I said, okay, Lord, you do not give me this spirit. This is not of you. And knowing my character, knowing how aggressive I am, this is not of you. And I can tell that there is a spirit that's trying to hold me down from doing the things that I want to do. And right now, I cast every demonic principality straight to hell, because I know that this is not of God. And this is an attack over everything that God already have prepared for me to walk through and walk into in 2020. So you will not win. You will not succeed. I will pull through and push through whatever this is. And so I already knew what I had to do for my son. So I addressed the things that I needed to do for my son. I addressed the things I needed to do for my daughter. I made the necessary arrangement, the necessary things. I placed everything in order. But first I had to say to myself, I know that I am under attack. And this is what I had to do, was going into prayer and seek the face of God on it. Make the necessary arrangements that I needed to do to make sure that my assignment was going to come to full pass. Now, of course, things happens. The child could get more sicker. Whatever can happen. Like yesterday, I literally had to stay home all day with him to make sure that he was doing well. Then went to prayer meeting with him, make sure that, hey, he got his little prayer on. And as a matter of fact, when we got there, he asked Pastor, says, Pastor, can you pray for me and ask God to heal me? And the whole church was like, oh my God, like he knew that his healing is in God. So we prayed for him. And this morning, that little boy was like Speedy Gonzalez and God is healing him, and he knows that. And so we had to put in our mind, okay, this is a distraction. Now we have to pray on every distraction that is coming to us. We have to address every single one of them and not think that it is just, just something that's just happening. No, nothing don't just happen, especially when you are working for God. When your ministry is to do the works of God, the enemy will come to kill, steal, and destroy. So you have to raise up a standard. You have to raise up your prayer. You have to raise up your worship. You have to raise up the things that you need to fight in the spirit, the things that are attacking you in the spirit. Because you cannot tell, by just sitting there that, okay, well, one movie later, 2 movie later, 3 movie later, you're on Netflix and you're like, oh shoot, the whole day went by. That is a spirit of distraction. You see, the thing is that we think distraction just comes with our children and sickness. No, distraction comes in many forms. Distraction can come in the spirit form of sexual immoralities. It can come through the form of drinking and obsessive drinking. And I'm speaking to myself in all these areas, guys. I'm not throwing shade, okay? I'm speaking to myself as well. It can come in Netflix, okay? You sitting there and you're binging on these Netflix. It can come in the form of being on the internet and watching YouTube all day, nonsense at times all day. It can come in the form of hanging out with your friends and spending a lot of time with your friends and not doing anything productive. It can come in the form of, just excess. Anything that is overpowering the things that you need to do is a spirit of distraction. So it is not just, the sickness and the laziness. No, anything that is keeping you from doing the things that you need to do is a spirit that has come upon you to distract you from the task that you need to take care of. So address the fact that you have a situation. Address the fact how it's coming to you. Address the fact how it is actually coming into your life, into your children, into your home, and pray about it. Pray about it and say, okay, Lord, I realize I have a problem in this area. And so help me to be delivered from this spirit. Help me to be delivered from the spirit of laziness. Help me to be delivered from the spirit of Netflix and Hulu and everything else that is taking time from me being productive. From the spirit of Facebook. Listen, Facebook is now an official spirit. Instagram is now an official spirit. If you can sit on your phone, if you can sit on your computer for hours on end and just flipping, swiping, swiping, that is a spirit of distraction. That time could be used to do something more productive in your business, in your life, with your children, planning for 2020, whatever it is that you are supposed to be doing, and you're not able to do that because you are distracted by the things that are not productive, that are not growing you, building you. And that could be a relationship, guys. That can be a marriage, that can be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, dating. Even for me, my girls like, Nancy, you need to start dating. And I started dating a little bit, going out and meeting people, but I realized that the time that it's taking to get to know somebody and invest into the person, and then if they are just full of it, now you have to go through that roller coaster like, oh my gosh, you're so full of it, and have to deal with that issue. That is a spirit of distraction, because it takes your focus off what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Now, there is balance in life, so you have to balance everything. But apart from that, guys, make sure that you are not being distracted in a way where you are losing focus on the things that matter, and that you're losing focus on the things that that counts, and the things that that will help you to catapult you to the next level, rather it is spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, in every way. Make sure that you do not allow the spirit of distraction take over your life. Now, get your focus back on. All right, sis. All right, bro. Get your focus back on, and just know that God has already created a way of escape with any and everything that you are going through, with any and every distraction that you are going through. Remember, God already created a way of escape. Just simply surrender it to Him. Acknowledge that we have a situation at hand and address it. Make the necessary plans and push forward. Okay, so that is my message for you guys today. I'm not going to be long. I simply wanted to address this because I know mine has come from me in the form of my children, because the enemy knows what's important to you. He knows what you would, take your time and get with. He knows. So for me, that is what would be one thing that I would definitely give my all attention to. And that is my children and my son being ill, and my daughters and everybody wanting my attention. But with that said, I also know that there is a time for everything. So I had to make sure that I categorize and put everything into perspective in the proper timing of when and how I am going to handle everything, and place in line every person, every assistance that I can get to help me to accomplish the goals and the plans that I have. Okay, so that is my walk talk for the day, guys. Again, I do apologize for not going on more, but thank you so much for listening. And of course, as always, if you'd like to invite me for any speaking engagements, you can always do so by checking me out at walktalkwithnancy@gmail.com, and Walk Talk on any platform, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can look me up. And of course, Walk Talk with Nancy on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get more of these messages as they come in throughout the week. All right, guys. So apart from that, if you want to know what I do for a living, I am a tax professional, and I have my office here in Florida, in Miami, Florida, but I do service all states, okay, both federal and state. So you can always check me out for that as well. And I also do credit repair, and you can check out my website at www.creditpowernow.com. And you can always get in touch with me via phone as well at 305-910-7767. All right, guys, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, guys.